Thank you, Ms. Connolly. And I understand that you will be open for some questions. So we have microphones in the aisle, and we have a few minutes for Q&A. If you have questions for Ms. Connolly, just jump right up and ask them. One at a time, please. Don't rush the microphones. I love that story about him having written the book on that.
Yes.
It takes a moment to get the whole concept. All right, here.
Absolutely.
Do you have a question, sir? You stepping up to the mic there, sir?
Yes. In the politics of getting this bill through, what do you think, CC, the reason was that you could never get the Republican support? Is there just too much polarization in Washington, D.C.? Why couldn't there be a deal made on malpractice, for instance? I know we did get a little piece in there. There's going to be some studies. But what's your assessment of that?
My assessment is that, unfortunately, Washington has become a place where both parties are increasingly thinking about political positioning for the next election. And that the minority party, and it doesn't matter if it's the Democrats or Republicans, just depending on sort of where we are in the cycle, is more often focused on thinking about how they can regain seats in the following November. And so that drove a fair amount of the behavior by the Republicans in Congress this year. I think there were a small number of Senate Republicans who did have a genuine interest and desire to be a part of this, but then they started feeling as if it was getting too big for their comfort level and sort of got scared off.
Thanks for your question. And over here, yes, sir.
Thank you very much for your talk. I really appreciated it. Last fall, I saw a videotape of T.R. Reid from the Washington Post speaking at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco, and in a way it changed my life. He was promoting and speaking about his book, new at the time, called The Healing of America, that really talked about how other countries' healthcare systems had developed over time, and it was very, very interesting. I knew very little about it, and I wanted to know more, and this was my first opportunity to really learn, and I just wanted to tell so many people about this, because I think listening to the whole healthcare debate in this country, all we talk about is our country. Nothing is spoken about how these advancements have helped the populations of other countries, and we had their experience to learn from. And I'm wondering if you can speak more about this.
Sure, absolutely. I happen to agree with you. I think there are a lot of wonderful models out in other countries that we can borrow some elements of and ideas from. I mean, I'm sure all of you know that we spend more per capita in this country today on healthcare than any other industrialized nation by a large, large amount. And on many measures, we fall way below infant mortality, infections in hospitals, all sorts of problem areas. The difficulty is that we have a culture and a sort of pride in this country in ourselves, and a belief that America is great and America has the smart thinkers, all of which we do. But it's a very high hurdle to convince large numbers of people in this country that Canada or France or Germany or Japan might be doing something better than us. It's a very difficult sell in this country. I don't think we should give up on trying to do that, but I know from experience now of there are decades where people have tried to make some of these arguments here, and many in the public here just have trouble believing that.
It's a sad state of affairs, I think. We can't learn from the world around us. Thank you for your question. I appreciate that. Do we have any other questions? Anybody else wanting to jump up to the mic?
It's an easy group today,
group.
Mark.
You must have, in 20 minutes talk, you've covered everything. So with that, I guess I will say thank you to you. And Steve Hansen will be coming out right now as well. So let's welcome Steve Hansen back out on the stage. Reluctant to join us. Hopefully he'll be coming
I hope I didn't scare him off with something I said.
He may have been a little scared. There you are.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Cece, thanks for joining us today to honor the achievements of PAs. Thank you, Mark, for doing such a great job of emceeing our event. I look forward to seeing many of you tonight at the presentation of awards for a Paramount evening. Unfortunately, tickets are no longer available, but thank you in advance for all of you who will be attending and to our supporters of the event. Connecting supporters are AAPA Insurance Services, Bristol Myers Squibb, General Mills, Health eCareers. Table supporters are the AAPA, AAPA Senior Management Team, Endo Pharmaceuticals, Haymarket Media Incorporated, Lilly USA LLC, NCCPA, NCCPA Foundation, Novartis Pharmaceuticals, PAs in Orthopedic Surgery, PDA Verticals, Sanofi Adventis, the Washington State Academy of PAs. In-kind supporters are Champion Exposition Services, Floral Reflections, Freeman, Vanguard Communications. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your time at Impact 2010.